Further on, the guild system in ancient India was a structured association of artisans and merchants managing trade and craftsmanship within specific regions. Its significance lies in its role in economic regulation, social support, political influence, and cultural development. What is a guild system, though? A guild is an association of artisans or merchants who oversee the practice of their craft in a particular area. In ancient India, the guild system, known as the Shreni or the Gana, was a significant socio-economic structure that organized various trades and crafts. These guilds were associations of artisans, merchants, and professionals who worked together to regulate their respective industries. The guild system in ancient India originates in early Indian history, evolving from various socio-economic structures and cultural practices. The brief overview of it is that in the Vedic period, the concept of guilds can be traced back to 1500 and 500 BCE, when trade and craft activities were organized more informally. References to artisans and craftsmen in Vedic texts hint at the existence of organized groups. In the Mauryan period, that is 322 to 185 BCE, saw the formalization of the guild system. During this time, guilds became more structured and their role in trade, craftsmanship, and administration was better defined. Texts such as Kautilya's Arthashastra provide insight into guilds, their functioning, and their importance in economic and administrative activities. Post-Mauryan period, the guild continued to improve and evolve, particularly during the Gupta Empire, which was 320 and 550 CE. In the Gupta era, guild activities increased considerably and guilds acquired significant autonomous power. Guilds were politically and economically influential, controlling trade in provinces and maintaining militias. Now, in order to keep the guilds intact, the guilds had their laws based on customs and usage regarding organization, production, fixation of prices of commodities, etc. These rules were generally recognized by the state. The laws were a safeguard against state oppression and interference in guild affairs. In Kautilya's scheme, a superintendent of accounts was to keep a record of the customs and transactions of corporations. According to him, in cooperative ventures, profits should be divided among members, either equally or according to pre-agreement. Manu enjoins that a guild member who breaks an agreement must be banished from the realm by the king. According to another Upanishada, profits and losses were to be shared by members in proportion to their shares. This practice assumes significance as it was in contrast to the rights and privileges enjoyed by the people, determined on the basis of their birth in a particular varna. According to the Mahabharata, for breach of guild laws, there was no expiation. Prescribed severe punishment for one who embezzles guild property. According to Manu, one who does not deposit in the joint fund money obtained for the corporation was to pay 11 times the sum by way of penalty. The guild rules helped in smooth functioning of the guilds and in creating greater bonds of unity among the guild members. In course of time, the status of the guild law underwent changes in the Gautama Dharma Shastra, and the Manusmriti guild laws appear as moral codes. But again, they're treated almost unavoidable. Further on, trade is the most important factor for the development of a nation as it ensures economic stability. The Indian subcontinent was recognized as a commercial zone of vital importance in the ancient times, as revealed through the evidence of early Indian trade since nearly 3.5 millennium years ago. Trade and craft are the developments of surplus agricultural production, which was noticed in India for the first time with the rise of urban centers in the Indus Valley civilizations. The civilization had a sophisticated and flourishing economic system. The people of the Indus Valley practiced agriculture, kept domesticated animals, made copper, bronze, and tin tools and weapons, and even traded with Middle Eastern countries. Mauryan period was considered one of the most flourished period of India. Political and economic stability was the reason of its flourishment. Agriculture was the economy's backbone during the Mauryas. However, trade was growing increasingly significant. Cultivators appeared to make up the bulk of the population, and agricultural taxes were the primary source of revenue. Farmers were liberated from provincial rulers, tax, and harvest collecting obligations. Chandragupta Maurya created a unified currency for all Indian, as well as a network of provincial governors and administrators, as well as civil services, to ensure that the merchants, farmers, and traders were treated fairly and safely. Industry and trade were generally prosperous during the Gupta period. There was a balance of foreign trade. Luxurious goods were the principal articles of long distance trade. The internal trade used to be carried on by the roads and the rivers. Foreign trade was used to be carried on by sea and land. In the period, Indian ports always maintained relations with Sri Lanka, Persia, Arabia, Ethiopia, and the Byzantine Empire. China and the islands of the Indian Ocean also. The volume of external trade of India with China greatly increased during the Gupta period. Chinchukka and Chinese silk had a good market in India. The glimpses of the ancient Indian economy and trade can be started from the Indus Valley civilization and the Gangetic civilization developed during the Vedic times. While excavation from the various Indus sites gives us the glimpse of the urban economy, the Vedic period also throws light on trade, and its written records make us construct the picture of the economy of that particular time. Trade and commerce played a significant role in the evolution of the economy of India. It was shown from the archaeological evidence that trade and commerce through land and sea played a very important role in the growth of the Indian economy. India has long been a trading nation with precious goods such as spices, perfumes, valuable stones, jewelry, silk, muslins, etc. to offer the world since the Harappan era. The dockyard discovered in Lothal, Gujarat gives unusually strong evidence of maritime commerce at that particular time. The Vedic economy valued both national and international trade equally. Manufacturing activity was brisk throughout the Mauryan rule. The Mauryans had enacted rules and regulations on trade movement. Bindusara had friendly relations with the rulers of Syria and had asked him to send him figs, wine, and philosophers. The Kushana made significant progress in the Indian trade and developed trading links with China, with Rome, with Sindhu, with Sauvira, Kapisa, Gandhara, Varanasi, and the Guptas not only expanded their eastern trade but also opened up western seaborne trade, resulting in unparalleled economic success. The resulting in the spread of idea and cultural practices, notably in the fields of language, the Palas and the Cholas established connections throughout the southern India. Trade enhanced cultural interaction, religion, and art. India was one of the largest economies in the world for about 2.5 millennia, starting around the end of the first millennium BC and ending around the beginning of the British rule in India. Around 500 BC, the Mahajanapada minted punch marked silver coins. The period was marked by intensive trade activity and urban development. By 300 BC, the Maurya Empire had united most of the Indian subcontinent, including various outskirt countries of the three crowned kings. The resulting political unity and military security allowed for a common economic system and enhanced trade and commerce, with increased agricultural productivity. Features of ancient trade in different civilizations and dynasties can be seen notably.